Hi, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. It's good to have you all again on this Tuesday's edition of Shagalinko TV. And we're looking at something very important today. I know we talk about a lot of important things on Shagalinko, but we've never really talked about people's career. Okay, so we have a lot of people who watch Shagalinku, whether business people, students, civil servants, NGO workers, and all that. And the pandemic really brought about a lot of people trying to reinvent, repackage, try to rebuild their careers, because we found that during the lockdown in 2020, virtually all industries were locked down as well. So it's only people who were in the creative industry, people who thought outside the box at that period, were the ones who could do a few things. And that's why we're supposed to even do this topic first week of January. But my guest, Queen Acapel, was a bit busy, so we couldn't have her then. She's a very, very, very busy lady, I must tell you. So we couldn't have her then. And so sorry to everyone that we're doing it in February. We were actually supposed to do this topic first week of January, because we noticed in 2020 a lot of jobs were lost, a lot of businesses were lost. And remember the NSAS thing, a lot of offices were also demolished, vandalized, and all that. I still recount that some people said they came to their office spaces, I think a week or 3 days after, and realized that hoodlums looted their items and all that. So we're asking today that how can we begin to package our career? How can we begin to look at things from a different light, rebrand ourselves, so to say, in this pandemic? Because the pandemic is really not going anywhere too soon. Even when vaccines come, we still have to live the new norm until quite a while. So I have with me Queen Acapel. She's all in all, a beautician, a fashionista, a human rights activist, a community counselor. She's an advocate and a whole lot. I'll be putting her soon on the show. She will introduce herself more in case there are other Jaras that I didn't remember to add. She will talk about that. And along the show, I'll also bring in Dennis Akagha. He's a software developer in Lagos, but Acapel is in Abuja. So let's have Acapel here. Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good to see you. You are looking all this world.
Now you're making me blush. I'm so delighted. I'm so honored to be on this platform. Thank you.
Do it like the queen. The queens, they do like this. Now you are talking. Presenting Queen Acapel. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you. It's what day, so everybody's getting on to work, doing one or two things to keep
Hmm.
body and soul together. Mm.
Yeah. So let's start with the first. I know you a whole lot. You do a whole lot. You advocate for rights of humans. You are a fashionista first of all. I wanted to talk about is it cream lad the cream or cream the it's so just tell us a little about that, because I know it's your fashion brand and it's gone on for a while that people don't even know. I'm sure when they see you, they're like, this one a fashionista, but then they won't know that you also run a fashion industry as well. Please take us through that.
Okay, first of all, to start off with, thank you for acknowledging the fact that I'm a queen. So I am an ex-beauty community queen. Basically, creme de la creme is a French word, which means best of the best. All right. So, in creme de la creme, what we do is we look out for raw talent, people who've got something to offer to bring to the table to be able to make global impact. So we look out for these people, we bring them on board, we try to groom them, we try to help them hone their skills, help them polish it, and then send them out to the labor market where they can be, relevant to be able to be, well, first of all, self-reliant and, while contributing to the society positively. Why is that? Because you and I know that gone are those days where we go to school and afterwards we are on the lookout for white collar jobs. Those seems like a fairy tale now. So you don't have white collar jobs anymore. So what we do look out for is to look within and see that everybody has got treasure deposited inside of them. So it's a foundation that gives you the opportunity to polish yourself in your area of specialization, an area which you've got passion in, so that you can influence your world. So the level of liabilities that we have out there will reduce. That's what it's basically about, you know.
Thank you very much. I just thought
And
our
so
viewers should
more so we
see.
understand.
Go on.
Okay, so more so besides that, besides helping you to hone your skill, build one skill or the other, help you to, acquire a soft skill, which is very, very useful, especially in this time. So we also do interventions on human rights violations, and then we also do interventions on health to empower people mentally. Because I think I'm going to be talking about this very, very important so that people don't rush into rebranding themselves. There is the effect of COVID already. A lot of the atmosphere is tense. People are already, some persons are traumatized, some persons are not emotionally stable to be able to bounce back into business. And you need your mental wellness. You need to be mentally stable to be able to be productive. No matter how professional you are, everything happens here. If you do not address this and you want to be so much in a hurry to repackage and rebrand yourself, there are tendencies, there are probabilities that you might not get it right. All right? So why you already have mental issues, the person, you don't know the person you're relating to. They also have their issues, and then coupled with the pandemic, so it's always very, very important to be well upstairs before we can venture into anything. I think that is the starting point. So if we are mentally sound and well, we'll be able to reason well to be able to say, okay, now the pandemic is here. What do I do to navigate my way through these ordeals and pull through?
Wow. Thank you very much. And for our viewers, this is the Tuesday's edition of Shagalinku, and we're having Queen Acapel join us all the way from Abuja. And we'll be looking at how we can actually rebrand and package our career. And when we say career, we're not just talking of people who do 9 to 5 jobs, so businesses and all that. And I really like the angle Queen Acapel has taken it from, that it first starts with the mental settlement, because like they say, health is wealth. So no matter how you want to rebrand, if you don't also take into cognizance your health, you might just be losing a whole lot. Drop your comments on the comment section and we'll be reading them. If you have questions for my guests, there are two actually. I'll be looking out for Dennis Akagha. Let's see if he's here, and then we'll bring him on to introduce himself as well, and then we'll go on to start taking our comments and questions. So many comments are on the comment section, and we'll be reading them as time goes on. But Acapel, let's take Dennis. I'll be right back with you. So hello, Dennis. How are you?
Hello, how are you? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the show. I'd like to also let you introduce yourself. Tell us, although I've done the introduction when we started off, but if there are anything I missed out, I'd like you to talk about it before we go on to our topic of discussion.
Okay, thank you very much for having me. And my name is Dennis, and I'm a software developer based in Lagos. I used to be an HIV advocate or activist, let me use the word. Not until 2 years ago, I got into software development. And so the whole essence of getting into software development, because I realized that there's need for me to transit from where I was to where I am now currently. because I saw the need for tech. And then, as a matter of fact, technology is the future. And whether you like it or not, technology is the future. So I got from, I said, okay, I just woke up one morning. I said, I think I need to do a transition. I've been in the social work for a very long time, but I think I need something I can always use my brain to do, and that was how I got into technology. So I love what I do at the moment. Like I said, I'm a software developer, and yes, that's me for short. So thank you very much for having me.
Okay, thank you, Dennis. We'll come back to you, and it's a good thing that you actually now joined because we're having difficulties in having you when we started. Okay, Queen, let me come back to you, and so many messages are already dropping in, but I'll just take a few, and then I'll come back and ask Queen because you mentioned something very, very significant. I know we have talked about mental health a couple of times. But I didn't really relate it to how we can rebrand because a lot of people are also pressured this new year. The pandemic is there, so people are rushing, okay, because they say we should rebrand. If I'm selling clothes before, okay, let me go into software, or if I'm doing software before, let me go into this. They're not taking time out to also find out their personality, their strength, and all that. So we will even look at the mental angle you talked about because it's really an angle a lot of people don't check, and then they get depressed and all that. So many messages here. This one is from Kunle J. It says, I cannot describe how wonderful Queen Acapel is. And Ideal Models Connect says, officially, we're looking forward to tuning in to watch Queen Acapel. Yeah, thank you. She's on now. So get all your folks to join us here. And you can drop messages for our guests and then they will reply. I have Dennis and Queen here. Let me take one more message and then I'll come back to all my guests. This one is from, that name is Jawbreaker. I wouldn't even try going there. It says, from the way she talks, one will know she's filled with wisdom. This is a woman with high intellectual. Queen Acapel, nice having you on the show. Yes, it's nice having her as well. And even Dennis, we tried doing having Dennis since December, but somehow Dennis has also been busy. Okay, Queen, let's have you talk about the angle you saw mental health from. Can you hear me, Queen?
Yeah, I can hear you, but a little bit cracking. So,
Okay, so let's look at
so talking about
repackaging
health.
and mental health.
Oh, okay, beautiful, beautiful. So how do we even start off packaging everything? I believe talking about mental health, packaging, rebranding, whichever way that works for you that you want to come out all out new and innovative. It all starts here. You know, whatever you're going to put on writing, whatever is it you're going to produce, whatever innovative ideas you have, everything all starts here. And which is why you need to be in your right frame of mind before you can start up planning. If you have mental wealth issue, somehow it will rub up on everything you are planning, every of your innovations and every of your steps. And when you go into the production properly and repackaging everything, it will affect your sense of reasoning and you might not be able to get the best of you, that the public, that your target group will be, meaningfully impacted upon. And just so we know quickly, we do not do branding specifically for ourselves because everything is all about business. You rebrand yourself for your target group, for your target population, for your client. So it has to be in such a way that you need to get it right. So that is how important it is. Somebody with mental issues is unproductive or might be slightly, you will underperform. That's just the basic truth about it. So, and more so, why rebranding? I also want to talk about rebranding very quickly and the need for rebranding, because we've seen with times how lots of businesses have fizzled out. Let me talk, for instance, some people are in the transport industry, and then you heard about some countries like Germany and the likes of that, who had total lockdown. In other words, no flights, no flying in, no flying out, total lockdown. So people who work in these industries definitely won't have anything to fall back on if they don't have other plans, if they don't have any other side of them that they need to bring on board to be, relevant, especially in this pandemic season. So you find them losing their job and falling back to doing nothing, because there are other sides to transportation, not just being at the airport, taking people in and taking people out. Now there is a total lockdown in this country. That means you've lost your job. And then there are lots of jobs that will actually be lost, and there is something also that is very, very important that we need to note. People who have jobs are also not also too happy. Likewise, people who do not have jobs, the unemployed. The thought of waking up every Monday morning, I don't know whether it's just about me. The thought of waking up in the morning, you just feel like, oh no, I'm going to go to this sport again, And then for somebody who does not
meeting
even have a
targets.
job, I need a job, I need a job, I need a job. So, but the bottom line is rebranding is key. This is the time to fall to soft skill. And it even affords you opportunity. People are more open-minded now because there is restriction of movement. People are at home, people are working from home. So they are open to listening now. They are open to communicating. They are open to sharing. So if you know that you have opportunity now to rebrand yourself, which means you have to ask yourself, am I current? Or was I part of those that read typewriting in school and graduated in that? Do we have any job for typewriters lately? No, we don't have anything like that. Those things are fizzled out. So if I measured and I keep being there in old school, that means in this jet age, I won't be functional. I won't have a job. So that means one has to be talking about rebranding and repackaging. One has to be current, because the world is metamorphosed. The world is moving so fast. People are becoming so innovative. A lot of things are changing, and you do not want to be left behind. You just need to be up to date to be relevant, which means what? You have to look at professionals. What are they doing that is making them to work? So where are the gaps around me that I need to fill? Do I need to learn more skill, to enhance what I already have, And then do I need to follow, for instance, the health worker? I'm a health worker, and then I say what I do is just dispense drugs. And then when opportunity for that is no more, I do not have a job again. So what happens to me if I follow drug stores, drug manufacturing companies, to look out for the opportunities? What are the threats that exist in the medical industry? What are the opportunities? What are the recent findings, the recent news that will help me? So if we know these things, we know that we need retraining. So besides that, besides being current, you also need to stay current. It's one thing for you to be current, it's another thing for you to sustain it. So you just want to be doing this over and over again, because you might not know the impact you're creating. You're opening up space. You are increasing the traffic that is going to happen, whatever it is you're doing. And then I also want to say that this is the jet age. Gone are the days when we use our mobile phones or our gadgets for chatting, just communicating. Babe, I love you. When are you coming to my house? I miss you. Gone are those days. Now we saw that those things that we use as leisure communication is now a platform to make money, to do business in real time, whether internally, internationally, globally. Now this is a powerful instrument and a platform that people need to utilize. So we no longer do WhatsApp, chat, and all of that. And also, I tell people, when you want to rebrand, you also be looking at, who am I, my career, who are my audience, who are my target group, where can I find them? If I say what my services or my product that I'm producing is for a very high end personalities, I don't know what I'll be doing with Snapchat, because I will not find my clients there. I need to get onto Twitter, and all of that. I won't say I am wasting my time with Facebook, because I will write and write and write and write and write. Every of my content and everything that I'll be doing on Facebook will not make any sense, because my clients are not there. So I need to understand who my clients are, what are their needs, where can I find them, so that I don't be in the wrong place, thinking that something is happening. Meanwhile, I am supposed to be in another state. That's very, very important. I also, we want to improving skills. I've already talked about that. It's very, very important. So, and I tell people, sustaining what you do is very, very important. In Nigeria, we have this culture of, this person is selling mango and is making it, oh, I want to sell mango now.
So yes, if we can get Queen Acapel back and Dennis Akagha back, please do. The network has been somehow and also been seizing our audios, but then it's okay now. So please, Queen, if you're back, could you join us back? You were making a point on how a lot of people just like replicating what others do. So this is the Tuesday's edition of Shagalenko TV. It comes your way every Tuesdays and Saturdays at 2 p.m. And we're having two guests here, Queen Acapel from Abuja and Dennis from Lagos. Hopefully we get them back on, and then we can continue. So if you have questions for our guests, please do drop them on the comment section, and we'll be reading them while we expect our guests back. Okay, let's see if Acapel is back, and then we could take her again. Yeah, hello.
Hi, I'm here.
Okay, yeah, the video seemed to be going off and on, but let's just take it. Okay, just go on. Let's see.
Okay, so can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you.
Oh, okay, but the video isn't stable. Okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
So I
Okay,
was
you were saying
actually talking
something about
about,
Nigerians. Yeah.
yes, we have some Nigerians, not all, have the habit of repeating what is already in the market. So if you have that, you ain't going to be relevant, because people have seen these things over and over again. So there's no uniqueness in what you do. You're just trying to repeat what is already there. Simply because that thing seems to be working for some persons and you join the queue. And then shortly after that, you feel frustrated and you're out of that business to jump into another one. So I tell people, when you found your career, something you're very passionate about and you want to build, you want to grow in that, you need to you need to be consistent with that. Consistency has a way of opening up, opportunities for yourself. Your client base, for an improved business. I also tell people to do not rush into a business. Do not rush into repackaging yourself like you've seen another style that this is the real deal in town. So I want to do it like this. You also want to do with a research extensively to know, what can I do if I'm running a small scale business? Will I just wake up the next day and start thinking like Dangote? We need to be realistic about our packaging so that we are not heartbroken on the way. So we need to do something within our capacity. This is what I can do for now. If I need some training, I will enhance that. But for now, I am new in the business. This is what I can do, and this is what I cannot do. So when you understand that fact, you will build your business around it. You build your career around your strength. That is not to say that you're going to stay in your comfort zone for like ever. No, of course. Every business owner, every entrepreneur wants to grow. So, and what makes you grow is the innovation, your creativity, your consistency, your being update, very, very, very update current. Those are the things that make you to grow in the people know you with something, and they know that in that thing you are doing, nobody can do it like you. You want to carve a niche in that little thing you are doing. That is what you want to do. So when you become a household name, you do some things effortlessly. You just need to keep enhancing and building your customer base. So that's basically what I want to actually tell people. And then also we can also understand. We understand that Nigerian setting is not like the US setting. What works for us here might not work over there, But I keep telling people, if you are so very dependent on getting something like, okay, we say we do not have sophisticated science and tech and all of that. We know that most of these resources that is in producing, in manufacturing these gadgets are from Africa. So if we have, in cases we have total lockdown and we cannot manufacture computer system for ourselves, and we know that we need to measure up with the science and tech of the world, what happens when this thing becomes dilapidated and maybe outdated and all of that, and maybe this lockdown is sustained? How do we even do this? What happens then? We'll be stranded because we do not make safety precautionary measures for times like this to be able to leverage on something else, which means I need people to start looking back. How can we even have infrastructures of our own? How can we have infrastructures of our own and not be too dependent on external factors? It is good to be dependent, but what can you make out of what you have? The resources available, how can you utilize it? How can you fully utilize the resources available before you come to the point to say, okay, this, what, we don't have this. We just have to. But I think we have a lot of resources, human resources, natural resources that are yet to be tapped into. It's just recently that people started doing, okay, you know what, I know I can do this, I am multi-talented. It was not like this before. So people are now pressurized to step out of their comfort zone and look into other areas to explore. So, but if we have these things planned out, we will not have to feel the heat so much like we felt when we had our first lockdown. Some countries have gone into their second lockdown, and we don't know what tomorrow is going to be. So having to build infrastructures within, having to give ourselves the training, learning, exploring, stepping out of our comfort zone, making safety precautionary measures in times like this, in pandemic like this, will really go a long way. So that when crisis happens, when pandemic that is natural, if we plan for, it's an unforeseen circumstances, you already have strategies to pull through when that time comes. So in
Yeah.
essence, within the resources, if I am a barrister, when I can no longer go to court, maybe there is a lockdown and I'm not going to court, that means I'll go back hungry. What happens to me and my family when I cannot be in court? Then, but exploring my potential means that I will know that a lawyer can also be a sound motivational speaker. I can also do great things online. I can also be a legal coach or something. I can have a platform online. Now it's a global world. I can have something digital that I can also reach out to people and still earn a living, not necessarily appearing in court and defending cases. Now I'm looking within to explore other facets of my career to bring them together. And if I need training, then I need to know necessary training that I need to get to still make me relevant even in the midst of pandemic so that I can survive, right? Those are the instances I'm trying to create. So perhaps
Yeah.
keep going on. If I get questions, I can find my way
Yeah. Okay.
around it so
Yeah.
that people can understand
th-
how these things work better.
Yeah, thank you very much, Queen. Um, you might still need to. I don't know why your camera is flipping, so I might just give you a minute to just check your camera, or maybe you restart your device, because your camera is just flipping. Although your audio is very loud, is okay. I mean, but the camera is just flipping. So I'll just give you a few minutes to do all that while I also wait for Mr. Dennis. I've been trying to see if he's at the background, but can't find him. I just hope network is not terrible today. But then I can hear and listen. So Queen needs to maybe you restart your device so we could have you join us again. Okay, this is a Tuesday's edition of Shagalinko TV, and we're looking at how we can repackage. How can people repackage their businesses, their career in this trying period, in this pandemic period? A lot of businesses were shut down, and a lot of people lost their jobs, and all that. So, how do people begin to pick up the pieces of their lives once again? That is what my guest and I will be looking at. And I'm having Queen Acapel from Abuja. She's a human rights activist. She's a fashionista, a brand label owner, and she's a lot. She's into a lot of things, and then a counselor for the community. And I'm also having Dennis, a software developer from Lagos. And I just hope I'm able to get them back, and then I could still talk with them and see how it goes. So are we back? The screen is blank. I don't know if it's Acapel or Dennis that is here. Okay. There are so many messages here. I'll just read them while I wait for my guests to do their camera as well. This one is from Prince Atuluku. It says, Queen Acapel, much love from all of us at IMC Nigeria. And another message here is from Ashley Tobias. And it says, very innovative topic. Can't wait for Queen Acapella, very intelligent lady from Cream de la Cream House of Fame. Yeah, foundation to share her knowledge and ideas with us. We love you, Queen. Okay, that's messages coming in there for Queen. Okay, let's see if we can have you guys once again. It's hello, Queen. Are you there? Okay, let me see. I think Dennis is here now. Let me see if I can have him on. Hi, Dennis.
Hi, how are you?
Sorry, I don't know what's happening today. You guys keep going off and back.
No, I've
Okay,
actually been at the backstage. Maybe your network couldn't find me, so I have to go and come
yeah.
back again. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sometimes it just shows me black, so I'm blank, so I wouldn't know whether it's Queen on or you. But it's good to have you.
It's
You've
fine.
listened to Queen. Thank God you said you've been backstage. So you've listened to Queen. So I'm going to ask you this because software happened to be internet generally happened to be the darling of everyone in 2021 or 2020 rather. You know, we didn't see this coming. Even when people were telling people be tech savvy, be internet savvy, it was looking like when they see you with a phone, they think you are chatting off and all that. I know Queen mentioned something that internet has gone beyond just chatting, hooking up with people. People are actually making money from it. And you know, this is your field. So take us through how people can begin to rebrand even with the social media.
Okay, thank you very much. I tell people that rebranding yourself is not about your higher education, and it's not about working from 9 to 5 job. So rebranding has to do with a combination of hard and soft skills and the synergy of knowledge. So that's what rebranding is. And for you to be able to rebrand yourself, you should first and foremost believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, now I tell people the mindset we have, people who have this mindset that intelligence is static, while we have people who have this mindset that oh, I can always develop myself, I can always be what I want to be, as long as I try as much as possible to learn. So rebranding goes beyond okay, oh man, I want to do this, I want to know. You need to first and foremost look at your mindset. What do you believe in? I've seen people who don't believe in having learning one or two skills aside what they did in university. I see people who frown at that. When you tell them, I'm going to learn software development, and they say, what do you want to use it for? Now, because they don't realize the importance of acquiring skills. So, and that's why I tell people, believe in yourself, regardless of what people are saying, or regardless of what, you know. So when you wake up in the morning, like, okay, I normally use myself as an example. um, I used to work 9 to 5 job. Even when I became a data scientist, I was once a data scientist, and I'm still a data scientist. You know, so being a data scientist, I work with an NGO where I work with their data. I draft reports for them based on data that comes into the organization. And I woke up in the morning, I go to work, come back, and at some point I wasn't feeling this fulfillment. You know, you are in a place and you are not fulfilled. I was still, of course, I'm still in the world of software development, but I wasn't fulfilled. And I woke up one morning, I told my boss, I don't think I can continue this anymore. So I woke up in the morning, I go to work, and I come back. So what did I do? I resigned from my 9 to 5 job. Why? Because I needed a time to talk to myself. I needed a time to re-examine myself, reevaluate what I want in life. You see, so I sat down and I told myself, I don't think this is what I want. I want something I can have time for myself, something I can always do, and that was how I resigned. So, but I needed my dream job, and I needed my dream job at that point in time. So two few days after I resigned, the dream job came. So I work from my home. I work with a UK company, a tech UK company as a software developer, right from my home. So I don't have to go out every morning. And so there are so many ways of even if you're in the tech industry, you want to make it and you want to enhance your career or you want to rebrand yourself. So there are so many ways of doing that. You can be at the comfort of your home and still do whatever you want to do and still achieve your dreams. So first and foremost, look at your mindset. Do you have the right mindset to do what you want to do? Do you have a growth mindset, or you have a fixed mindset? So people who have a growth mindset believe that their intelligence, they can always grow in their intelligence. And people who have a fixed mindset, they don't have that. You know, they always believe, oh, this is where I am. They read mass communication and they want to be in mass communication all their life. So they don't want to acquire extra skills. Another thing I tell people about rebranding or repackaging has to do with networking. Now, in as much as you're learning the skills, how much have you gone out to network? how much have you spoken? How much have you been able to talk to people who are in the same who are an authority in your field of study or in your perspective or in the area where you want to go? So have you found someone like that you can always speak with? And I tell people, I say, see, networking in IT is it's computers that actually they are linked together, sharing resources. Now they are sharing resources. Now the thing you should know is that if you want to network, and I tell people this, for you to be able to network, first and foremost, what do you have to offer? These are the things you should ask yourself. What do you have to offer? So, do you want to network? Because if you come to me and you say you want to network with me, and I say, what do you have to offer? Because if networking has to do with computer sharing resources, so this computer has a resources or a resource, this computer has a resource, so they are sharing resource. It could be files, it could be sharing a what they call it, a printer. So they all have resource. So what do you have to and say you want to network and you don't have anything to offer? So that's networking. So for you to also be able to rebrand yourself, leverage on the power of networking. It is very, very good. Very, very good and very, very important. Now, another thing you should also notice is when I was coming into software development, so I checked people's profile and I look out of how they are
Hello, Queen.
Hi, good afternoon and good evening.
Yeah, thanks. Ahead, your video is better now. Yeah, it was flipping before. I guess it's network wahala and all that. Okay,
No, I have to
so
go up and come on again.
oh, okay, okay, it's fine now. So let's quickly take a few messages from here. But I wanted to ask you something very important because you talked about rebranding and how people need to check themselves because Nigerians are fond of because Queen is selling tomato. Alexandra must sell tomato. You know, we don't take our time. It's a very um it's a very important phrase you raised that a lot of people don't see. So yes, people must compete, but they are not also checking their personality if that's actually what they need. You know, so they just follow the trend because it's happening, and then if the business fails, they now start saying it's their village people that is pursuing them and all that. So let me even ask you this because you've been there and you talk to a lot of people and you empower young people. How do we begin to draw the line of knowing where our passion is and then how to rebrand? Because one thing is you might throw 100,000 naira to a young person, and if he's not empowered and passionate about what he wants to do, come back in 3 months' time, there's every tendency that you might not find that money anymore. So, how do you, when you come across a young person who wants to go into business, who wants to go into career, what do you look out for to advise that person so that even when they drop the money, the person doesn't spend it frivolously and they come back in 3 months to check, they can't find anything.
Oh, thank you very much for that. There is something very beautiful about humanity. Everybody is wonderfully made. We all got one passion or the other, and the quick way to know what people are passionate about is doing something even if you're not going to be paid. That is how it starts. It's just from this part of the world. We do not get to look at a child growing up and see those tendencies, all the things they love doing, and they just do it. They have natural ability in doing those things, and they just love that thing. At that point, you don't have to give them money to do that. They just do it. And then getting to know that now I can now make money out of this thing that I love doing. Wow. It's something very, very important and amazing. So That is a quick one, because if people venture, and it has to do with the reasons why people go into business. People have to sit down and define the purpose of going into business. If I go into tomato business because I saw Alex go into tomato business, there are lots of chances that I will fail in that business, because I do not have any knowledge how tomato selling business works. I do not know the market base. I don't know how it operates. I don't know where to get tomatoes from. I don't know how, there's some things that I need to know about tomato business because before I venture into it. If I have that passion that from growing up, I've always known that I want to sell tomato. I want to take it a step further. When I become so big, I want to start doing tin tomatoes. I want to start doing sachet tomatoes. I want to add flavor and spices to my tomatoes so that it does not seem like Tomapep or Tino or those brands. So that is passion speaking, because already nobody came to tell you, but something inside of you is drawn to tomato. I love fashion so very well. I don't need a sister to tell me that Acapel, you need to put on this, you need to put on that. Growing up as a child, I've always loved everything fashion. If you see me watching TV as a child, it has to be fashion TV. It has to be, watching the likes of Naomi Campbell, Tyra Banks, and all of those. So that means at that point, I do that unconsciously most times. I just want to be everything fashion. I just want to be. And that is why when I talked about being current and staying current, if I say I used to wear Fela, that kind of Fela jeans that ranged then, and then I want to maintain wearing my Fela, maybe after 10 years, by now, anybody that sees me will say, where is this one coming from? This one is old school. Oh. Maybe that one would have fizzled out. I'm old school. I'm no longer relevant in this modern, like in this jet age. That is how business is. If you are used to doing tomato and all of that, before you know it, science and tech, we went up and people started buying tomato ketchup, tomato sachet, to tin tomatoes, and you're still dwelling in the one you're looking for markets to go and buy the raw tomato and all of that. When tomato now becomes, there was a time it happened actually. Some persons say, no, I can't eat anything. If it's not fresh tomato, I cannot eat. And then you go to the market, they give you 4 to 5 tomato for 500. And I say, no, let me go and look for that sachet tomato. It's 15 naira. Let me use that one. So things are changing so very fast in such a way that things that I used to wear 10 years ago, I can't even wear it for anything in the world now. So that is how everything happens. The business, that is how everything grows. So if you discover things that you have passion about, that you can do even if nobody will pay you, to do, there's an indicator there that this line you will go so well. Because when you experience crisis, every business, of course, has their bad sides. Everything, there is threat to every business. So when you experience that threat as a result of unforeseen circumstances like the pandemic, you won't feel so terrible about it. You won't feel suicidal, say, oh, this is the end of the world, my own is finished. Because your passion is tied to it, so you won't feel the heat. Yes, you're going to feel, oh, bad, I'm not selling anymore, I'm not selling out, I have lots of goods here that have not sold out, you feel bad naturally, but there's this excitement that comes to, after all, it's still what I love that I'm still doing, So I hopefully, I'm just going to look for a way to, get this product online and maybe re-strategize to get faces that's going to help me sell out this product. It's your passion. But if you jumped into this business because you saw a friend or a friend came to come and market a particular kind of business, so you say, oh, there is money, I want to go into this business so that I can hammer, so that I can make good money. When the storm comes, you might not be able to wake up again and start and repackage and move on. While somebody that his or her passion is tied to that thing and they are doing so well and you're looking at them, envying them, this person is doing so well.
When it happens to you, you might not be able to, withstand the shock. So it's always very, very good that we wrap ourselves with the careers, the trainings we are getting. So because if you don't have passion in doing something, it won't mean anything. It won't mean anything to you. Something that doesn't mean anything to you will not mean anything to the person you're trying to sell it out to. If I don't have passion in fashion and sense, dress style and all of that, being sophisticated, if I want to sell these things, if I meet somebody, a client, I won't know where to start from, because first of all, they're looking at me. Where do we start? First of all, she's not even well dressed, and she's talking to me about fashion and brands. She's talking to me about the latest fashion. And looking at her, she's not even there. And let us not think that our client base are not informed. People are on the internet 247 this lately. So you have to be up with your game. Anything you are rebranding, anything you are restructuring, the slightest mistakes, people will tell. That is why you need training. If you have to go back, if you have to pack up, go back to training, hone that skill and come out. I don't want to say that people are competing. I don't want to sound like, the labor market there is competition in career and all of that. But darling, that is what it looks like. It's survival of the fittest. That is the part that people do not want to hear. Once you are in that space and you don't have anything creative, innovative to offer, you will fizzle out. You'll be forgotten in a hurry. It means you're no longer current. It means you're not updated. It means you do not have the current skills to operate in that environment. It also will not help you to be consistent with that business, because consistency is as a result of innovative ideas. You are bringing in new things all the way. And you will not also have the passion to talk to people about what you do. And more so, the zeal and the passion to go out to research will not be there. So people now think it's only one thing that makes business to fail is money. Is money. I don't have adequate money. I don't have adequate. No. It's not only money that makes people to fail in business. Not having adequate knowledge, not being knowledgeable about what you want to venture into is the beginning of failure. Right? For me, that's what I see it as. You do not have strength. Your strength is not in this line of business, and you want to venture into it because a lot of people are making it. The reverse might be the case. Why some persons might pull through because of smartness and all of that. It might not work, because that is the reality. You also want to understand, when we talk about people rising and picking up the pieces of themselves again to want to repackage themselves and present to the world, is also very important that we note that failure in business does not mean the end of that business. That I try to market a particular brand of clothes, maybe jacket, like I'm putting on, and it did not sell, does not mean I should close off my fashion, my clothes line. All I need to do is that, okay, perhaps I overdid this, and we should also be conscious of the fact that when we overdo things in business, maybe I need to find a way around it, because I love passion. That's everything that I know how to do. I have to sit back, do my research, do my findings. Girls of these days, is this really what they want to put on? What is happening? Do we have more occasions lately, or we have people staying indoors the more? So I can begin to do bikini, all those night wears that partners wear to their partners to get them, turn them on and all of that. What brand do I need to do? Looking at the situation of things, knowing that people cannot go to parties and events, occasions, big events, and no, because of the restrictions, social distancing. So you want to find a way around it. So all these centers to your passion, and having adequate knowledge to function, having the strength to be relevant in the field you want to go into. And then I love what my other guest said.
Yeah, Dennis.
That networking is very, very, yes, Dennis. That networking is very, very good. You can't produce and sell to yourself, no matter how a product is. For instance, the meat pie, I'm a pastry chef. No matter how tasty my meat pie is, nobody's going to know until it comes to the space where people can actually see it and get to test it and see and know, oh, this is truly beautiful. If it's all for my consumption, I made it, I know that it's so beautiful, this is divine, I took all my time to do it, this is the best meat pie in the whole world. It's not going to sell. I need to bring it to the marketplace. And I also need to tell and to make this point very quickly that gone are the days when you sit at the comfort of your office space, your store, and you're waiting for customers to come. You know, because of the pandemic now, people now know that no, I need to bring my goods to the doorstep of people now. I need people more than ever. So people are your strength. The client base you have are your strength, because some persons you do not need to talk to them. You don't need to market this brand. They are the one following you up. I know you are always current. Please tell me the latest. Let me pay you money immediately, you know, and get it. So those are the little soft skills that you need to know and that you need to learn to be able to repackage yourself, brand yourself, and be relevant to be able to pull through the pandemic season.
Thank you very much. Some messages are here. Everyone needs to be here to listen to Acapel course. This is something positive for the year 2021. We all have to strategize well. Yes, they've called your session is a master's class, so Acapel course. Thank you. Another person here,
Oh
Ashley, Ashley Tobias says, this is a woman of steel. Having Queen Acapel Mbanusi in politics is gonna be so great. She always have answers to questions and ideas. Yeah, because actually you really touched on some of the questions I was really going to ask you before, because a lot of times you find people who want to go into business and they tell you why they couldn't go in was because of money. And you really hit it there when you said money isn't everything. And the truth is, you give people even millions and then they squash it off before the time, you know. So I am really impressed about some of the things coming out from you. But I know we really don't have time now. And please quickly read this one from Betty. And before I ask you the last question.
Okay, this is Betty. Betty, another. I think Betty is from. Okay, now I must say you are super correct. Having a job you love is more fulfilling and productive. It can even lead to a higher level of success. In order to determine what job you will love, ask yourself a few questions about your dreams, goals, and strengths. Oh, wow. This makes a
True,
lot of sense.
true.
Mm.
Yeah. You know, so I'm gonna. I know we might do a part two because somehow network has been really yanking us off, you know, and we didn't have enough time to really flow in the conversation. But quickly before we wrap up, what will be your word of advice to young people coming up? We hardly find mentors. You know, when I mean hardly find mentors, we hardly find people who have achieved or arrived attained, let me even put it that way, who have attained some level. Here you are talking about a whole lot, you know, you don't even know the impact you've been doing or reaching out to people. We hardly find people who have attained some level of experience also talk it or take it down to people who are just starting. Either there's a disconnect that people who are starting are too proud to learn or ask, or people who have achieved a level are not willing to teach the people down there that, you know, don't do the mistakes I've done, you know, do it like this or do it like this. Either some people are not teachable or not willing to learn, or some people are not willing to also pass down their experience. What would be your word of advice to everyone?
Okay, to the very high profile persons who would not want to relate with those that are looking up to them, because there are lots of persons looking up to you. So they need you. You need to teach people how to get to where you are, because you're not going to live forever. Someday you will pass on, and what legacy you leave, what you're going to be remembered for, is what you pass down to somebody. That's what you're going to be remembered for. And then for some persons who are looking forward to becoming big in their various, fields of life, fields of studies or endeavors, always know that nobody is going to give you opportunity. The opportunity might come, but just so you know, don't hope for opportunities, because if you keep hoping for opportunities, like I mentioned, white collar jobs, it might never come and the years is passing. So create opportunities for yourself. The society is full of problems. There is something you can do for your community. There is something you can do for your country. Look for that solution and be a solution. While becoming that solution, you've created opportunities, and there is definitely going to be a return, on it, because any seed you sow, it has a way of germinating. So do not wait for opportunities. Do not wait for encouragement. Be the encouragement you're waiting for. Explore, create opportunities for yourself and other persons will feature. I think that's basically what I want to say on now.
Wow, wow. Thank you very much, Queen. I'll quickly read a few messages here before I let Queen go, or before we wrap up the show. So many messages we couldn't take because the network was just going off and on. Ashley, Prince, and Mavisent, I saw your messages here. Um, there's another one here from Joshua Neke. It says, lovely topic, and sending greetings to Queen Acapella, Queen Acapel. There's from Ari Fari. It says, Queen Acapel is wonderful. There is from DJ Bash Pablo El Bashir. It says, all the best. Please, anything worth doing, do it well. I see you doing big and great things, That's from DJ Bash. We have so many messages here, and there's another one from Prince Peacefuller Oge. It says, great topic that needs interaction, looking forward to hearing from the Queen. Yeah. This one is from Ibrahim Adam, and it says, wow, very impressive, great topic. I'm so proud of you all. Yes, thank you all for this. I think we'll do a part two, just to be sure we have everyone on board, though network has been a bit down, but I really must thank Queen. But Queen, let's have you on a final note. Who would you like to send your felicitations to? What's your final word? And who would you like to send your greetings to as we wrap up?
Well, I did love to really appreciate Creme de la Creme Foundation, although I'm a co-founder of that foundation, but I want to appreciate them because there's so much going on now for them allowing me to be in this space. I also want to give my shout out to Shagalinku TV. You are on this space for the first time. This is the TV you need to follow for the latest updates and thought-provoking sections, So and of course, Ambassador. So I have Betty joining me all the way from Germany. I see you, appreciate you. And then to all the people out there who listened today, I love you all so very much. We are all here to grow, to learn from others. I do not know it all. I'm learning. I'm just growing as I'm learning. So basically, all the shout out is going to you all who were able to tune in for this show, for this live show. You are all very special. Without you, I don't think this segment will be this interesting.
Yeah, thank you very much. And yes, thanks. Like they call you the acapella course, acapella course. We will do a part two. We will do a part two of this course. And we need to bring you when we talk about fashion, because 2021 is here, and there are people who are, very fashionable. So we need you to also talk about how people can still be fashionable and stay within their budgets,
Oh, okay.
Okay, thank you so much, Queen. So that's the size of our program for today. It's a pity network really didn't let us do much, but promise we'll bring back Queen and Dennis back to talk a few more on, how we can rebrand. But the bottom line I need to tell everyone is that, like Acapel and Dennis have said, you need to look inwards. It's never going to be easy. I like the part she talked about people still using typewriter and wondering how they will cope in 2021. Hey, we've moved, we moved, So and lastly, I also want to say, just look out. Everyone has a discerning spirit. That passion that you have about something, like Acapel said, that passion that if you could do something for free, then it shows you could do it even when the money starts rolling in. So look out for something good. It's there's always something that God has imbibed in you to do. Look out for it, and don't be a copycat. What works for others might not work for you. I really wish we had enough time to talk about this. Yes, but we'll bring them on some other time and then see how it goes from there. So till I see you all on Saturday for a fresh edition of the program, and hopefully soon we'll be having my two guests back when network permits. Thank you all for joining us. My name is Ambassador Emmanuel Gabari, and God bless you all for watching Shagalinku today. And remember, do like all our social media handles, our Facebook page, our Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. It's all Shagalinku TV. And remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you can get and click the notification button so that anytime we're on live, you'll be able to join us and talk more and join us and drop your comments. God bless you all and have a beautiful Tuesday. And once again, happy new month. It's a month of love, so we probably will be doing some love series along the way. But for now, have a beautiful day and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.